Hey everyone, you're watching Fitment Industries.
This is SEMA 2018.
And welcome to Rohana Wheels.
So we are here at the Rohana booth SEMA 2018, and we're taking a look at what Rohana is up to, especially considering that last year they introduced forged multi-piece wheels, and then like the whole year went by and we were like, yo, where are the multi-piece wheels? And now they have them. They have a lot more. They have a lot of things that they're really excited that they're doing here. And the fun fact is that they're in Chicago, so we actually get to bug them a lot more because they're actually not too far away from us. So we're gonna talk about what they're introducing for 2019 with the forged multi-piece wheels. We're gonna go bug our friend Fernando. We're gonna make sure that we know everything that they know. And then we gotta make sure that, of course, that we probably steal most of their food and some of their drinks because that's just what we do every time we're at the Rohana booth. So let's go. So the first thing that you need to know is what are the new wheels for Rohana going into 2019. So if you're looking at something that's not a forged multi-piece wheel, which just seems to be like every wheel company these days, Rohana's coming out with two new rotary forged wheels. They're coming out with the RFX 15 and the RFX 13. So the RFX 15 is a double 5-spoke. It's going to be one of those more simple style designs, but the fact that it's rotary forged is actually a super big plus, which is exciting, and it means it's ultimately extremely lightweight. You're going to see this in a brushed titanium. You're going to see it in a whole bunch of different colors. It's actually pretty neat. You can see that in the red, which is going to be a really popping like candy apple style, then obviously the gloss black rotary forged, which is just, you know, there you go. What else do you want? The RFX 13 is probably, I'm going to say, I prefer this one a little bit more over the 15 because it's just a little bit sharper. And you're looking at a dual 5-spoke, which is the iconic, but you're also going to see these pockets. So it's something that we haven't seen a whole lot of before. We've seen it with RSR with actually shaving weight on the forged monoblock wheels that they're doing. I think this is a little bit more for aesthetic purposes, but also the fact that it does save weight. So you're going to see the pockets on each of the spokes, which is super exciting. You're also going to see these like indentations. Just gives it like a really harsh style look. And finally, one of the neat things about this is obviously, and this one has it too, is almost like that step lip, gives it a lot of depth. But the 13 also has a very nice infinity spoke, or what you want to call an infinity spoke. What it allows it to do is the spoke goes all the way to the edge of the rim or the barrel, and what that allows it to do is give the wheel a bigger look overall. So you're going to see that in their brushed titanium. You're going to see this looks like a brushed gold, almost like a flake gold, and then your gloss black, which is actually pretty exciting. So with the two new wheels, that's what Rohana's up to with the rotary forged wheels. Now let's go look at the really shiny ones, the ones that are mostly a little bit more expensive. We're going to check out the forged multi-piece wheels. So then let's talk about the forged multi-piece wheels. So if you guys didn't know, there's a lot of companies getting into it, and Rohana is giving their take on the multi-piece wheel game, and they're coming out swinging. So last year they had 4 different models, and this time they're actually introducing a few more. We're going to go right down the line so you can take a look at what some of the designs look like, and whether you think you're going to be picking some up in 2019. They'll actually be going into manufacturing in the next like couple months. So first off, they have the RFG 1, which is something that was released last year. It's going to be like a twist spoke style design, very, very clean. You got the blue polished barrel, looks pretty clean. If we're moving down the line, you're actually going to see the RFG 3. I have to cheat on my note card, so I'm not cheating, but this is a very busy wheel. So this is definitely more of like a VIP luxury style wheel, polished barrel, gold. Everything is brushed on Rohana, and that's kind of what makes it just a little bit different, a little bit cooler, is the fact that since it's all this brushing, it adds a really nice depth to it. Instead of something being super flat like a lot of multi-piece wheels can be with the color, this brushing actually helps give it a lot of depth, which is super cool. So then we have the RFG 5. Now the RFG 5 is probably one of my favorites. It is a little bit of like a smaller design, it looks like. I think just because of the way that the spokes will split makes the wheel look a little bit smaller, but this is gonna be that matte black barrel. You've got the typical like brushed bronze face, and then you have a gloss inner barrel, which is super cool. Moving down the line, then we have the RFG 10. This one is my personal favorite. Rohana, Fernando, if you're watching this, you're rewatching it, just send me a set for the Porsche and let's just be done with it. We just don't have to talk to anybody about it. It'll be fine. Nobody will be the wiser. It's whatever. But this is probably my favorite. Gloss black outer lip. You've got the gloss black inner barrel. Then you got the candy red face. This is probably my favorite. Just a typical spoke. 10 spoke, I think it is. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 spoke. Very clean. It's got the receding line when to go back, so it just gives it a nice pop, a nice color, and a lot of depth. And then finally, we have the RFG 3 again, but just a very busy, very exciting wheel. It's actually probably one of my favorites if it's something that you're looking to not focus on big brake caliper style wheels. This is one of those designs that I think looks good. I think if you want something to show off your brake calipers a little bit more, I'd go something like that, just because it has a lot more empty negative space, whereas this is a much busier wheel. It's something that's not gonna really help you focus on the big brakes, but at the end of the day, you can get whatever you want because they're multi-piece wheels and they're usually pretty expensive, and if that's what you want, Rohana will help you out. Let's go take a look at the other side. One of the really interesting things about Rohana is that they do very interesting colors and brushing with their wheels because they have to. Because if you're not first, you're last, and if you're not the best, you better be the quickest. So Rohana has this really interesting color palette that they're choosing from with their forged multi-piece wheels that you can actually kind of take a look at and see. So you can kind of figure out what colors you like the most. Now obviously I'm partial to the rose gold. I will always be partial to that color. It's just the best color in the world. But you can actually pick up a ton of different colors. And that's one of the things that Rohana just does really well with is their colors. Just because they can do the brushing, and there's a couple other things that make them just a little bit more special than your typical forged multi-piece wheel, but you can see that in a lot of the different designs and colors that they do because they have to. You know, if you want to be different, if you want something to pop, you know, this is how you're going to do it. You're going to do it with the forged multi-piece wheels, you're going to do it with the colors. And Rohana is one of those companies that we've always had such a great relationship with when it comes to people just wanting something different, cool, and then just having a good time with the whole thing. Rohana has just always been a company that's been about doing things differently, doing things in a fun way, and then of course like providing and helping the enthusiasts with whatever it is that they want. So Rohana Forge, we're excited to see them come out in 2019. I hope Rohana's watching this and maybe be like, yeah, let's throw them a couple so that we can do some more videos. But you know, I'm just sliding in the subliminal DM as they call it, but it's whatever. I'm Alex from Fitment Industries. Drop a comment on what you'd like to see next, and don't forget to check out fitmentindustries.com if you want wheels, tires, suspension, all of that good stuff. I'm Alex. We'll see you later. Peace.